Good morning, or whatever it is, wherever you are. Alright, so last night I managed to make some quick patches to at least get the merge conflicts fixed. I didn't even try to merge the patches with Jason pulling them in, because it's either a no-op or there's going to be a conflict. And I think he did do some little syntax cleanup things. So you no longer have to worry about that, and we should see a lot fewer people with the draw inversion. And one other thing kind of touched a patch. But we also had a big change to how kill works, and that is not going to be reflected in my keyboard kill command. And there's some other stuff we want to look at. So where did I leave this? This is the patch repo. We actually left this on interaction refactoring, and I think I had I had started to look at it, and I was like, this is going to be a lot of testing. I guess before I do that, I could actually look at how it runs right now. Oh, okay, that was that window that was complaining about it had moved. Settings is going to be pretty close. Alright, I think I was using some of the snowballs up here for early testing. Yeah, you can see all the bodies. Settings. And we're baby already. Oh, right. This is the refactoring, so it's actually pre-interaction keys. Oh, yeah, that's the annoying part with this, in that because I want to have this as a reusable bit, I almost have to pick it up, put it into the keyboard patch, and then pick it up and put it back. Well, that would be the changes. I guess what I could do is actually use the stash to move it around instead of trying to move that stuff. So STG go to it to be at least interaction keys. And then we want to look at what our base function is, just because I'm curious. Why? Oh, because I haven't built. Silly. All right. Who do you connect to? Actually, I just need the adult right now. Yeah, okay, so we got that. But of course that's a ranged weapon. Yeah, so walk up and then execute at the closest point. Because the client is still processing that. So get stash pop. So we clear the message, we send the kill right away. I use that variable to see the point in making another one. Whereas Jason needed his own kill message, and I think he has a memory leak there. And there's some new flags to set. The action stuff gets determined by the server. And then we... Oh, it's still going to move near to... That may actually depend on range. Well, no, because move near to is going to consider range, right? Oh. We considered range for regular objects. Use at... I forgot. I don't remember what the property is. Maybe it would come into play in the regular kill message. Distance. Well, it says distance less than 1. Maybe that's your click distance. Maybe we could look at object bank. And there's deadly distance. There's deadly distance and there's U distance. This is pointer down, hit other person, shift key down. Deadly distance greater than 0. Yeah, there's no concept. Oh, because I guess that's being processed in the server now. Greater than or equal to D. This is mine, which is a regular use at. Greater than 1. This is not mod click. Well, I guess greater than 1 is still something. This is use at. Yeah, so I don't see anything that's actually checking range. Well, anyway, we've got a perspective implementation here. Okay. Okay, so that works. Okay, so yes, it acts. You still ran there, but we executed as soon as we got to range. Okay, so that might actually work. Let's see. Unfortunately, Snowball is the only non-deadly weapon. Just the Vogue one?
Continue.
Okay, so that does work as we would expect. So that might actually be it. Okay, so one other thing I'm kind of curious about. Does this... What did I change? What does it look like? Because I had originally just did pure tile based. Okay, connected to you. What was I looking at? Oh, if I was not on the character. Oh. Okay, that's why people are saying it's harder. Because you used to be able to click on a tile and it would get the person to the tile. I think now you actually have to click on the person. Server. Ever killed anyone? Optional ID parameter. Kill player. Oh, that's an email. Interesting. Set death reason. Send updates about deadly distance greater than 0. Target player not equal to null. Oh, yeah. You can't kill by tile anymore. There was something about not needing to search. I might actually want to put in a thing if there's only one player, well, specifically for the same tile. Oh, target ID was coming from there, though. Well, I had a thing to hit other player. Actually, I think we're done with this. Should checkpoint this. STG, go to interaction, refactoring, git stash pop, STG refresh, save that. We kind of need to experiment up here where we can actually execute our commands. Check for person hit. Oh, this checks for a person hit specifically. You other kill. All right, well, we're already searching around. Wait. Oh, no, dist to closest object. And min dist that hits. What did that look like to the server? Yeah, that was kill at location, so this was not returning anything. Let's check for pointer hit. I want to know if we found a person, what is their distance? And, well, I mean, we know this is 2. Maybe distance is nothing if it's not actually a hit? Or maybe that's actually in pixels. Okay, so you can't do much of anything. For the most part, you just need to exist. Eh. Okay, so that's 2 instances. Do I still have? I do. Oh, this is still in the other directory. Dist 0. Well, I did do a pickup, I believe. Okay, oh, there's kill, kill. Kill with person. Okay, baby. Oh, and actually the pickup should be the same on this function. Wait, no, that's a kill. No? Just... Move to pick up. Negative lots. I mean, I guess that's less than 2. But why? If dist less than min dist, that hits. Maybe that's not the ID. I missed the player. Maybe I'm hitting myself. We're going to exit this. Okay, well, that was a click on. Okay, so spam that a bit. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was saying 148 before, but it, oh, maybe I'm doing... What? Oh, I actually wanted... No. You get that pass as an argument. Just target ID. Is that right? Because we're clearly not sending. Oh, maybe Killat is doing some additional filtering. Target ID greater than 0. We're not sending that. So how are we getting out of here if that's a negative? I don't know why it's so massively negative. Maybe that's actually supposed to. Oop, I thought I closed you. And it's supposed to be like infinite distance or something? Oh, because it's a double. And I don't know why the compiler wasn't. Well, maybe it was a little. Maybe it was a warning. I didn't see it. Let's see. You're getting a little low. Okay, yeah, that was that pickup. Oh. So that is only direct hits. It does not do. And maybe the 2 is like the edge of the object or something? So that's object part if we're going to completely unambiguously hit a person. Recently dropped babies are in front, but this is a... So if they're in front... And that's so large you can't just adjust min dist that hits. I mean, that's probably fine. It puts it on parity with the base game. Well, I think. Alright, because it's shift. Oh, what that would mean... We would have to be shift clicking here. Yeah. Okay. That's probably fine for parity. Except that there would be no point in even sending this. Because that is just not a valid message anymore. Does base game move towards target if you can't fire? Okay, yeah, it still moves. Oh, I guess you can't. Melted snowballs aren't deadly. Okay, so that's fine. We just have no point in sending that. Which should actually be an interaction refactoring thing. So it's like we'd want to search through here, do an immediate return if we definitely hit someone, and then do like the closest player if not. Well, I'd almost want to know the number of, because there's a bunch of people stacked in a tile. They're all going to be equidistant. That should be fine. I just kind of like having tile semantics for everything. But it seems like that would be a bit hairy to get situations where there is unambiguously a closest person. You know what? At some point I figured out that there was a reason he was doing this 3x3. I think it had to do with people moving between tiles. What was that? Because to say that there is an unambiguous closest player, you'd almost have to keep a list. Well, so it's actually interpreted by the server. In cases like use on person or baby, so oh, so it doesn't consider range. Holding drugs. There's get hit player. Close enough. The lowest ID player. The player standing still. This is only if it's exactly equal. And it's just lowest ID. Compute partial move spot. Which for us would just beat our splay coordinate. Before and after current location. So that's just all players. If it's tile equal. So that's the X and the Y and game objects. So we want to consider that we do an actual hit test on everybody. Or because the other test is only for exactly equal. Why are we doing this again? I thought I got this simplified once and I was like, ooh, that doesn't work. Because really that's just, well, there's the movement thing. Just screen position. Click after the tile. NY divided by cell. So NX NY should be an actual on-screen position. It was just in x in y divided by d. And the person's position, or current position. Well, let's get into cells again. Yeah, I kind of don't want to pick a random person. Well, that's kind of what the old coordinate would do. I almost think it'd be simpler to do another loop. I just hate doing another loop. And what we'd be looking for I don't know exactly how it's using the floating point portion of tile coordinates. If that is the center of the tile, then that would kind of mean you have to look around a little bit. All right, I was saying it earlier. It's just, in some sense, just a simple search. But I feel like I'm thinking too hard about this. So we want to go to, because there's really no point in sending a kill location command. It doesn't do anything. STG, go to interaction. Server does nothing if no target ID. So probably we should do nothing if there's no target ID. I mean, I guess if you're attempting to kill someone, you might want to run over there or run after them. Okay, leftover brace. Which actually means that anywhere we call this, which isn't in this patch, we don't even need to call this function. Do the X and Y even matter anymore? I mean, I guess we could leave it for interface sake. Not directly. Next player, next player. Must be m.x, m.y. Yeah, kill itself doesn't really move. Or even use its coordinates, even though it's still in the protocol. Alright, we're going to call that good for now. It's on parity with base game. Although I guess if you had a keyboard-based thing like Zed's mod, you'd have to do the tiles-based search. So the other things I wanted to work on were... I currently have no way to get out of my save field. We actually need to get back to STG. What is it with the boars? I thought I fixed... Well, I could still be left over. There we go. Actually, I just need to test. Yeah, that goes to escape. I kind of want to get out of here and save the contents. So this is kind of related to what? This is either interaction keys. Wait, yeah, escaping out would be interaction keys. And then click to move, lock to interact would need to have an alternate to, like, the alt key to be able to still click. So I think that those are two different things. So I want to know, was it 13? No, that's enter. Was it 27? Oh, is that not implemented at this layer? $127 is delete, apparently. Wait. Delete key steps. During message typing, okay. Enter pause game. So that does screenshot. Well, it's linked with the pause screen, right? There's fade. Is this a minor gems thing? It's a static float. It never gets assigned? Oh, it's editor in game. Fade out. ASCII 28. Maybe I had my escape key wrong? Not paused. I've got a different condition here in the phase lane piece of it. Draw pause screen. Tail end of pause screen. We can't. Oh, so pause screen is like leftover from other stuff. There is. Pause. Tail end of pause screen. Draw frame. Current game page, extended message pane. Because there's a thing. It's like percent. Well, it's a translation. To check signal quit. Pause message 3B. Yeah, let's draw a pause screen. Quit message key. What toggles pause screen? It looks to me like we're drawing the pause screen every time. Or maybe even twice. Alright. Maybe misremembering something here. ASCII escape. Well, that'd be a different kind of escape. I want escape key. Yeah, it's 27. Oh gosh, what is it, knack? Ack, word, boundary. Actually, ack is probably just like Perl or something. Word boundary and regex. B. Okay. It clearly understands. I have too many windows. What did I? Okay. Okay, a bunch of data stuff. Last key pressed equals pound. Oh. Demo code panel. Game scene handler. Key pressed. Well, that's specific to something else. M paused. Speed controls. Oh boy. Hard to quit mode. Oh. Then it's pounds 27. Escape always toggles pause. So what is actually controlling game scene handler is paused. Pointer down. Oh. Pointer drag. Pointer up. General keyboard control. So that's going to go in, it's going to pause. And pause is a toggle, apparently. And that's going to block standard handling. Current user typed message. Well, I'd suggest that still works in pause. Block general keyboard control. That probably means return. Yeah, so as soon as we hit the pause key, we are never going to be able to use that as an escape. So we're going to have to use some other key. Not is paused. Okay, so you are draw. If is focused. Where do we... Just focus. But it always resets the text. Well, that gets the typed text. Command don't send to server. Say field unfocused. Okay, set text nothing. This is the initializer. Initializer equal to 0. We sent something. Yeah, so I'm not sure that we need to do that at here. I do still need a way that I can unfocus it. Which would seem like it would be either backtick or F1. I guess F1 is unambiguously not typable. But because it's unambiguously not typable, it wouldn't really go with my current character-based thing. Special key. I know that I've used an F key before. STG show debugging info. In key code, special key down, MG key F12. VOG mode. Key up, key down. Just have to find the matching brace. I think that's right for his style. Say field dot unfocus. Okay, now I can't. All right, because that was that. And if I do this, I still have my text back, so I can say, "Hi there. Go out, do something." And actually, no, wrong one. Oh, I also did a set text there, which actually is going to want to go tweak with that patch a little bit, because that should just be the auto open say to not reset the text. Say field dot set text. We had removed a line. All right, so for this patch, STG refresh. And I need to start keeping my patch notes. Patches, master, change log. I'll declare this until it's done. Fixed. Kill key should work. Like shift right click. F1 will close the say field without erasing it. All right, and then we want to go to open safe field untyping, which doesn't have the other patch. To close the safe field, so we're going to have to bounce back and forth a bit to test that. I guess this could be, I might be able to do the thing where we get stash and move it. I so want to extract that giant function. Say capture. Okay, so this does complicate things slightly. So what was I doing when I was auto-completing? I was using a fixed-sized buffer for that. Copying into it. I'm assuming that this text thing has to copy it, because in theory you could use allocated buffers. I guess my concern was exactly that it would be if you deleted dynamic text, would it matter? If we're passing in constant strings all the time, it kind of has to be copying it. Is there... Since this has the since the text field has to be able to add text all the time. Set text, get text. GUI component. Not directly. And it's all protected stuff. This is the only... An H field is the only thing. Where do you implement this then? And what is safe field? It's a text field. Text field. Where's the H file? Maybe they're all implemented in one file. It's inline. Okay. Backspace and delete. Is actually a no-op, so it doesn't matter much. So I could just say key pressed. And in fact, the say field had been doing this thing, or the auto open say, been doing a thing where I kept an entire buffer around. So I could set text, when what I really want to do, why does it care about coordinates? I can probably get mouse coordinates, but do we care? Ah. Key pressed. I would say no, we don't. Key pressed. Right now it's this, but I think we're really going to want to just... Oh, nope, I do actually use a buffer. That's going to have to be key pressed. Oh. Well, we're always using in ASCII, so the capture would just be for the previous byte. So it's always going to be in ASCII. And then if it is this, it would do that. What? Is that like a private? What? What else implements set text? Label. Well, if it's not text field GL, what the heck is it? Has no member named key. Maybe I have my case wrong? What the heck? class text field. Oh, you have your own text field. Okay. Oh, insert character. Insert string. I don't think insert string was useful because I do have to replace text in my other thing. No, it wants to be mad at me. And then get rid of the search. So that should basically work. And we might want to modify our say capture. Actually, I was doing this kind of all over the place. Say capture 0. Say capture 0. Yeah, that should be a really easy conversion. You're probably just about dead. I mean, not that that's a big deal. All right, so I can type, and insertion still works. We can close, and if we start typing, we're back to there. And if I do... Okay, so E, because that's a special key. EI, that still captures both, but I think we're pretty much done with say capture. So this is going to become there. One and two don't exist, else we capture it, reset it. And I guess I should be double checking that under normal circumstances we are actually clearing our buffer. Yeah, it looks like we're always clearing it. Yep. Not quite sure how that worked. Blah, 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 blah. And blah, blah, blah. Okay, yeah, it's cleared. I almost wonder if there should be a thing to just clear it. Because every once in a while I do want to just abandon what I'm saying. Anyway, so I think that's good. Git stash save. STG refresh. So apply that to there. I also want to update click to move, lock to interact is the particular problem because we can't lock while our safe field is open. And that does not actually change. Now, F1 is a particular feature of interaction keys. Erasing it if you it doesn't actually follow the feature flag, but okay. Did I get my code checked out? Go to all right, so this wants to say should move camera is space. This is going to be more of a, like a special key down. Oh. Can I even see that? I mean, I can probably do a special check in the click checking. It wouldn't actually function as a screen lock. As it is control is command. In key equals 9. Oh, Alt Tab during playback. Okay. This is mod state. So we might not get actual key events for those. They'd probably be special keys if they were. Oh. Oh, but that special key pressed XY. I don't know if we have access to that. Because our special key pressed is, I think it has X and Y. GUI container. Special key down and not pressed. So what is a living life page? It is a game page. Which is a defined elsewhere. Oh no, wait, game page.h. It's a page component. A page component is a GUI component, which is a minor gems thing. So who implements key down? Base key down, special key down. Game.h. Okay, game scene handler, special key pressed. In key. Oh. So I could directly use control keys. Now you're calling your special key down. Does this mean we have access to R control down, L control down? Because if it's calling that, not declared in this scope. Oh, this might be specific to the game SDL version. Static. Oh, and that's why it's ORing them in there. Okay. But we can directly respond to the events. Key up, key down. Oh, this is going to be modifying the same place in the code. I might actually want to do it separately just because of that. Well, the other thing we could do is just return if in key code I don't think this will be a major issue. This is where we don't want the full screen thing necessarily. Equals mg key r control or in key code this almost makes me want to redo my emote keys so they're actually control, but eh. So this is key down. Now, technically, this is could be a different feature. Should move camera equals false. I hit caps lock, didn't I? Nope, we're going to do another little window thingy. All right, now we need special key up, which is this key up. Oh. We didn't have special key up. I'm not sure, because this does exist for the parent. Expected primary expression. With a value. That'll mess a few things up. Yeah. Okay, so I guess this actually seems to be the order they're setting up here, or he's setting up here. Art control. Yeah, because the space will be ignored if we're in talk mode, whereas this will not. Okay, so it works as a screen lock. Now my problem is this is only move. I can't space. So now we have all of our standard actions available. So this is our other escape hatch. Now I guess if what you want to do is move, you kind of gotta do this thing, which is a little not great. Maybe I should do this as specifically a command key click. Where I'm testing is screen locked. But do I want to actually switch everything over to control? It's gonna be easier to reach across the board. So maybe we should actually be doing like our own. But then this stuff wants to move to some other patch. And I am out of water. I'll be back in a minute or two. It's like 5 of the tech pods.
This is funny. I can see.
Wow,
like.
So apparently he found a way to stall people here. Interesting. What did you do, Hendrik? And I have no soil.
I'm just looking at like the resin pile, and it's just like.
Why? Oh, I took off all my canisters when I was doing that. Can I still reach one? Not with all this organic in my backpack.
There we go. Okay.
There we go.
Is everything gonna be invisible for me? Because that would stink.
Okay, I can't actually build into myself. What did you do, Hendrik?
Yeah, these look way more natural. Instead of just a rotten... I don't even know what to call it. Let's push it back. Alright, duplicate. Let's see if this works. It may not, it's a test. Test. Come on. You're right.
Alright, so are we... Oh, we're out of a... I found a way to fix it. And this would probably be a good thing to mark down for possible future highlight.
Wow. Do you guys even have the habitat made?
Oh my gosh, we're invincible. Oh, nope, okay. It just took a few seconds to die.
Uh-oh. I saw the X, like your player model. I just saw, or I saw the little player sign turn into an X, and I was just like, oops.
Yeah, fortunately, I was able to reach some aluminum and make some dynamite to get us unstuck. Alright. So what we've got right now is largely a control key patch. Not that one. Am I using you right now? No, I'm not. I almost want to make you just a straight up separate patch. And then we set up our own little flag. for Control or Alt. Of course, it's not a command key. It's a modifier key. And then for the screen lock, we would check the flag. Specifically, because I don't know what we actually want to screen lock there. Okay, so get stash save. Actually, this is the main place we need it. But then I can't just stash the entire thing. Maybe I can do some interactive stuff to... Maybe this is an interactive stash. This should not be should move camera. This should be... lock to... Well... So that's going to be tied to you. It's going to be before you. I guess he uses chars for bools. Is command key down. Head move camera. Modifier key down, modifier key down. We want this to be... Well, now it's going to be a whole bunch of stuff. Right, left, right, left. I'm assuming this will just be Alt. And then this needs to go to special key up. And then in pointer down, and should move camera. Oh, should move camera is going to be the opposite of... So when it goes down, the modifier is going to be true. When it goes up, it's going to be false. And if the option is enabled, and we should move camera. Well, I guess it would actually just be an and. And it is not modifier key down. Okay, that works. Alt works. And that works. Now we have to manage this stuff. So can we... Show paths with changes. Patch 1. Select a single item. Select a finish selecting. So this is stage this hunk. No. Yes. No. No. Quit is not an option. Add working tree. Okay, that's what we want now. STG refresh. No, that's not what we want. Get help stash. Push. And then roll them back to head. Oh, is push and save the same thing? Oh, it's instead of push. Okay. Cannot take pass specs. Oh, yeah, because save used to have very, very weird, yeah, minus M message. Very weird. Well, no, actually, it was patch name. But message is probably it. Pop. Well, I mean, kind of what we want. Non-option arguments are not allowed. Misspelled subcommand. Path specs. All changes already added to the index are left intact. That is keep index. Now we can refresh. Where is this in the series? Oh, actually, this is well above emotion keys. So I think we have to go to fix mushroom death. STG new. Modifier key. STG series. Okay, that's where we want it. Get stash pop. Uh-oh. Probably just a file position thing. Yep. Ah, right. Why did you... capture? Oh, because it was in the context of the diff. Check for pointer hit. I must have done something with that. Once again, you must have been in the context of the diff. Why does that count as removed? Well, okay, we're not counting git add. Is it staged? Special key up, special key down, modifier key. That's all we wanted. STG refresh. STG series, STG go to modify emotion keys. Is command I guess it could have been an is. That is for tabbing, which apparently only works with Alt. We should run a little test on that. Wait, what? So this is actually a problem with control letter capture? Also, why are some of my hints changing? Control I is doing something. So maybe this is operating system intercepting control letter combinations? Or is it this system? Register trigger key command. We already checked command key down. You're not the thing. Okay, there's that. Hard to quit mode. Caught Alt Tab. Actually, this might be key pressed. Well, why would it be only Control and not Alt? That's me, that's me. That is just recording them. Control Q to escape. Screen SDL. Special key. Callback special keyboard. Or maybe Control key ends up being a special playback events. Yeah. Keyboard handler focused. Keyboard handlers. Handler key pressed. Oh boy. Oh, we're still running. Well, that makes me not need a special patch for that. Oh, there's an interesting thing. Is it... you're technically an int. Now, if it's some weird thing, it might not even be getting here. Is it getting converted to something else? Oh, which means is command key down probably does work for clicks. Oh, there's that Control Q. So it's getting through on some level. There's a bunch of 115s. But I thought I banged a bunch of other keys. Oh. A 115 might be the control itself. Yeah, 12, 8, 9. Oh, look at that. Control L, Control H. unknown. Actually, that's tab. Control bracket, which I guess is escape. Let's see. So how do we unescape the control codes? So I know that does something. Oh, he was translating control Q to something for me. 23, 5. Bouncing around. WRT. U. Apparently I is tab. Why doesn't it control U? OPA. Well, that means there might be certain letters that are unavailable. So is there a general method to translate control codes back to ASCII? Let's see. Control codes to ASCII? For the control key. So that's at A. I is indeed horizontal tab. So yeah, then you couldn't use I for a letter key. I wonder if that's the thing that his code is interpreting. So for the A to whatever, you could reinterpret it as a modifier. Where was he doing the SDL key? Okay, that's an escape key. Pause, tab, unknown. Quote. Left paren, right paren. So doing some special interpretation. He's going back to ASCII. Okay. All right, key down. Control Q to escape. And that seems to be the only mapping he's doing. Okay, well, we know, so I don't need modifier key at all. We could just use command key. So that doesn't change anything for emotes. I mean, I could try to do it for the letters that it works for. Actually, where's the rest of the ASCII table? Is at actually... Give me the full ASCII table. Sure. Actually, the letter before A. It is the letter before A. And would you look at that? It's exactly 64 off. So if I did track it myself, I could maybe translate that back to a letter many of the times. And then say if we didn't do anything else, so that was going to uppercase. So if I'm normally doing lowercase, I would actually want to be offset by 96 to get back to the key. All right, so emotes. Get emotion key for not equal to -1. Well, this is in ASCII. I presume the control codes only go up to 1F. All right, we've got decimal cutoff here. Less than 32. Oh, this is before the switch. So we do not want to modify in ASCII necessarily. Or do we? Probably not. So for there, you're actually doing an else. We are going to say that it is plus 96. This is only if it's less than 32. Although if you did Alt-Tab, it would try to bump that up to an I. But modifier key could go back to, I think. Well, you could distinguish between Control and Alt. Okay, so we might potentially. I'm not sure. I think I don't know which he used for murder. Probably that one. I'm sitting here starving. Oh, this doesn't have that that patch. We're too far back. Okay. Cool. Okay. Excuse me. Yeah, less than 32, so that's safe to upgrade. So this can go back to is command. And we've got our printfs. STG series, we are on emotion keys. And we had a conflict before, so now we have to undo that conflict. STG refresh. Then we'll redo these. STG. All right, you can go away now. STG delete modifier key. And then see if we can get back to, we were using this for, okay, no conflicts, cool. Modifier, oop. And is command key down is a function. Didn't miss anything else. Cool. Oop. We should probably test that. All right, so that's move only, can't interact with anything. We want control to be able to interact with things. Okay, so that still works fine. Get diff stg refresh back to where it was. Readme alt. I want to say, well, we can pretty much just say alt, really, control plus key or alt plus key. With, well, and what we've actually fixed is that for, well, there certain combinations might not work. Q might not work. Control plus Q is interpreted as escape, for instance. And buffer changelog. can now be used with control modifier in addition to Alt. Oh, and control or, oh, this is actually README change too. Control or Alt. Also allows interaction with click to move, walk to interact. These can be used while the save field is open. Oh, actually, did I know I did some testing on that earlier. So if we've got that, that creates a problem. We can move around, we can't interact with anything. And then that also needs to be in the README. Click to lock the screen spacebar. Alternately, you may use Control or Alt to not lock the screen and perform actions. This works while the save field is open. All right, do I even have notes? I do have notes. Okay. That takes care of that. I had some logging for that. Probably need to keep an eye on things. Although I did sort of not get the patch in before Jason merged it. I think we got that. STG status. Actually, so that is all the kind of fix. Well, I probably should have published a version with just the kill fix. These changes should be pretty good. I haven't really tested the F1 yet. Okay, it did sort of wrap, so just showing that line there. Series STG go to So those two things are sort of perspective. This version of yum-hover is actually sort of useful. Not as useful as I'd like, but sort of useful. So I'm going to be on... That one is still definitely in debugging. Custom git ignore. You have a setting file, right? Show yum hover. Yeah. But for readme, okay, so you go down. Help overlay. That doesn't involve help overlay at all. But that may have to bump up at some point. Let's see, food, item descriptions. Edible items are highlighted green, yum, or red on cursor over. And we need this one. Now, living life. We were just at show yum hover. Now, did I actually implement that? Okay, so the draw color definitely does. And then that's adding the description. Okay. Okay. New feature. Highlight foods as yum or meh. I like to keep these somewhat more brief. It's like go to the README for the full description. Okay, so the export is actually fine. And I should probably at least kind of checkpoint things there. Yeah, if I do any significant development, I'll probably want to do some more testing on it. But I probably won't actually do the build yet. All right. Patches master. Git add yum hover. I want to come back and do a version number. So this is a whole bunch of stuff. detail fix. Acting with, say, open control emotes, hover. All right, and we'll wait on that because we can still. So I was been kind of curious. Let's see. There's a couple of things. Oh, I know one thing that might be easy. And where did I might have done it in here for reference. No, you only have origin. So it must be in here. Right, now I was just looking at it. So we have to get remote, get fetch. I haven't really been keeping up. Did Zed ever update his? I'm curious. Oh, records was a forced update, huh? All right, so we've got this. Now finding these branches can be a bit of a challenge. I might almost. I haven't fetched obs in a while either. It would be nice if you could all refs, all remote troking branches. Zed master? No, that doesn't. I guess just hadn't. Maybe I hadn't fetched it. Yeah, he hasn't done all that much. All right. New view. And oh gosh, how do you? Prevent crash when someone gets killed. Oh, has something to do with the emote triggering. Okay. Oh, interesting. No, these were interesting. It still has reference to these. Because I deleted them, but I guess the tags got left there? Huh. Death message. Okay, update readme. Currently going for HTML. Compiling with Linux. Oh, hey. Well, how convenient. Maybe you can just give me a little hint here. I saw someone saying that I saw somebody flipping back and forth on their character facing, and somebody said that was a feature of your mod. I was just trying to confirm that in the documentation since I happen to be here. The character was sitting on a single tile and flipping back and forth between left and right, which I don't Well, I guess I never really tried. And somebody said it was yours. So, maybe it's OBS, I don't know. Maybe it's Zed. So if we're in normal mode, if I try to interact with something I can't interact with? No. Yeah, because I mean that would actually move though if it was like a WASD type thing. Yeah. Maybe it's a different mod. Okay, so that's not necessarily, I mean, unless it's a thing they figured out that you could do with that. So this actually puts us back to straight up code. So I always thought it'd be cool to be able to like face people more easily. I mean, that's originally kind of why I put the edge push in the, you know, be a baby waiting at a fire and you want to see what's going on around you. And it's like you can sort of move it over by dancing, but it's like kind of annoying. So what determines the facing of a character? That would be a live object. Facing override. Is that for the object? Oh, flip might actually be it. So this is going to be holding flip. Let's moving substantially in X. That's holding flip. Maybe that's what it actually uses? In obj, extra map object. Okay, well, I mean, maybe it actually ends up being the draw object anim, in object display ID, holding flip. Heat held draw position. Baby object. Map tile, yeah, copy their position. Use on bare ground. Map tile flips. Equals false equals true. This is responsible player object. Dropped object. Held origin valid, facing override. And facing override was from server messages. This would, oh, yeah, flipping it client side would be easy. Getting the server to flip it would be the tricky part. But it definitely appeared to be a multiplayer thing. Yeah, that is the question. So player update send to facing. Didn't change. That's player update. I guess you could do two really fast move actions that would like cancel each other out, which is basically what you're doing just really fast if you're trying to change facing. So it could just be 2 movement commands. Facing override, sprintf equals 0, incont. Remove from container to hold. If is grid adjacent, so I mean, you had some keyboard commands too. So for me, remove from container is, yeah, okay, so I might be pre-filtering that. Where was my collection of stuff? Kind of got off wandering here. So I'm going to need some containers. Okay, so if there's nothing there, it doesn't do anything. Ooh, maybe it wasn't focused. Wait, why? Am I not on this? Oh, I probably haven't recompiled since I was doing other stuff. Slot number. Yeah, so if there was a remove from container key that didn't do any checking, that might trigger that code. Oh, right. I'm attempting to be smart about that. Because I kind of want that to be a pickup key. So yeah, if it executes the action, so is the server doing any, how much verification is here? Holding ID equals 0 and target permanent. Try to remove from the container. Oh, that was something else. Type equals remv, hand empty. What are you? Is it a drop action, maybe? Ends up doing a lot of stuff. Jeez. Distance use allowed. That's a use action. But anyway, we need living life. Remove at. So if we send that, we send it. That's a use. Remove. Yeah, if we're holding nothing, that should send a remove. And actually, I can Oh, but that ends up picking up the object. So maybe it was permanent things? Because that was one of them. Got a bunch of junk to get rid of here. Well, that's also causing an action target, though. Oh, maybe if it was your mod and you're not sending action bounce updates with keyboard commands, then it would just kind of sit there and flip. But you'd need permanent objects. And I, at least, am always going to be trying to walk towards it. But we know that it's a remove at command. Now I do this, which does all the preparation stuff, which includes moving to it. Yeah, move near to all the animation setup. So if we just want to change facing, remove at. Oh yeah, maybe it's just WASD is fast enough. You can do it really quick, whereas I have to move the pointer. I'm just curious. Well, this does require doing something. This is use. Remove. We can't actually do remove at directly, because that does all the other stuff. And then break, so we don't do more. Yep. This is C dot. And I forgot doing the patch before this, but we can always stash it. But yeah, the like instant move commands could be one way to do it. Okay, so yeah. Server does not seem to. I would expect that to do something. Oh, right, because I would have to actually send the command. Because normally it doesn't do next action message to send until you stop moving. Da-ba-da-ba-da. So have there been any other new features in your mod? I haven't really been paying super close attention. I looked at some of the stuff a while back. Really? Isn't that interesting? Okay, but it does not flip you. Well, this because before I'd swear I had to wait for I had like a thing that was teleporting me because I had like movement time is equal to 0 effectively. But when I clicked on something, I would stop and wait and wait and wait and wait for the server confirmation. Maybe it has. Maybe it has some range it's allowed in. Yeah, this is okay. There's the animation effect, but it seems like. Doesn't seem like it's checking grid adjacent, does it? Their age. Ah, okay. Yeah, my prob. If this gets out into a public mod, Jason's probably going to have to fix it on the server, because that's kind of cheaty. And there's always the possibility that there are private mods. Well, you know, this actually might be kind of the philosophy of the security community, that you disclose issues so that they get fixed, and you can't have people secretly exploiting them. But this would be more of a email Jason privately. I mean, GitHub would probably work, but then it would be out there for. Well, I guess some of the other like location leaks and things are out there. But people will watch the GitHub. So potentially you would have to do that or check that for every. Well, looking at the server code could also tell you where it's checking grid adjacent. Where are we? Server. Because like the teleport thing wasn't too terrible. It might have let you look around the map a bit. But you still had to wait to update, and maybe the server would walk you over a snake, so it wasn't too terrible bad. Remove from clothing container. This must be under a already checked. Well, yeah, let's go out a little bit. So we don't want to do, oh, also I can't actually, well, we can, or I could actually do a door, I guess. Uh, how about the thing we never see? Actually, so I've moved, so that's fine. And then oh, except I hadn't moved. Oh my gosh. Yeah, might have to report that one. That could be a little bit of abuse potential there. I'm actually wondering where the heck is the code if that's not SREMV. Oh no, SREM is clothing. This is a REMV. Even if their action fails, hand empty, remove from container to hold. Pick up to hold. Remove from container to hold. This checks, oh, say remove from contain, no, but I did this first. This was the first thing I tried. If I did something similar with drop, maybe. Because right now, well, actually, you know what? I can do this globally. Living life page .cpp. We were looking at this specifically before, but okay, remove. Take this out. And then go back to prepare for action. Prepare for action message. So we just say oh, but this doesn't send it. Yeah, everything would have to send. Which means all, because I didn't really abstract the send part because it was always one thing, which I guess now I'm paying for that. So all of these would have to do send to server socket. Drop, even though it's not really next action. This is use at, which is already a little bit complicated. Has empty tile transition, has special bare hand transition. Prepare for X action message. Use at. Drop at. We got. No, that was that. Yeah, drop at we got. Remove at we got. Well, use another has its own problems. Kill is already kind of an immediate send. But yeah, it looks like there is a tile adjacent on there. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I think I've seen that. Okay, so, okay, so drop checks tile adjacent. What about? And I'm still, okay, so use the move command. Yeah, so it does appear to be specific. Actually, use was a bit more of a complicated one. Use that. Get object. Oh, this has its own move near to. So that might be, that would have to be kind of a hack this up again to really test it. Okay, so use does pick up when it's adjacent. Yeah, so use and drop seem to be fine. It's only srem that can... Oh, and it doesn't pick up onions. It picks up trees, but interesting. Well, that could also be some of my code changing the action on it. Rather than just blind sending commands. Anyway, what the heck was I doing? Oh, I was trying to figure out how to change facing. I was kind of curious. Well, we can probably just reset all this. Yeah. Probably. I would like to investigate a little bit more into the... actually, buffer server.cpp should work. Why is it... Because this says is cont x, cont y, player x, player y. Well, oh, this is only removed from container. Now, well, I just undid it. But actually, we haven't recompiled yet. Because I thought the first time I did this, it was on a container. And we started looking at other stuff. Oh. Okay. So this is the alternative is grid adjacent. Just returns false. So it was not able to remove from container. Returns the bool. So that does that. Maybe it's checking. Yeah, if his hand's still empty, then pick up to hold. So maybe it's like remove from container to hold does check it. Pick up to hold has no if statements. Well, this is checking some other stuff. Unfortunately, it's all very deep down. But this is pretty much all pickups. Holding ID equals 0 and min pickup age. What else are we handling here? Handle map change to paths. Some transition stuff. Okay, sure. Create an own object here. This might be use. There's a lot of stuff going on here. And use does end up doing a pickup. Distance use allowed. Yeah, okay, so that's use. Holding ID, it's greater than 0, so distance use. Else, distance use allowed. or is grid adjacent, so we're excluding that entire case. Else if type equals baby, type equals self or use baby, drop, we know, oh, this is M type. We already escaped out of use. M type, type equals use. Holding ID greater, distance use allowed. Oh, I was just, oh, no, okay, so that was not pick up to hold, or I skipped over it, but it should have had distance checks. This is GVIM. Hand empty, target greater than 0. Remv is a known problem. Yeah, there's no distance checks there. Yeah, it's Vim is a little bit of an anachronism almost, but I decided to stop following like editor fashion a while ago. And it does commands, so you can do like change word. Oop, that was a right because it's here. You change around word and replace that, or another one of my favorites. I don't know if we're going to have any good examples here of strings. You can do change in string, and then blah, blah, blah. And lots of other things that I don't always do very well as far as taking advantage of it. Oh! Oh, this is G for like graphics. Yeah, I also use MacVim on the Mac, which is nice because the control does regular Command C, Command V. Yeah, I think GVim has a Linux version, and there might be some others, but yeah. So what case is this? Ownership blocked. Maybe it was used and it's just... Now you see, this says it's... Well, if this is a use case, we'd think that... Yeah, okay. So pick up to hold from sremv. Or from remv. Treat it like a pickup. Treat it like a pickup. No bare hand transition. Hand still empty from remove from container to hold. Yeah, so it's remv does not remv pick up to hold. Handle holding change. Not permanent. Bare hand action. What permanent objects have bare hand actions? Cactus fruit. I still haven't recompiled. There's not a lot of desert around here. Actually, is a gooseberry a bare hand action too? Because that's a permanent. Yeah. So that appears to be both of them. So that might be... I could try to fix that, but that might be something that Jason wants to look at how exactly he wants to check that. Oh, and you notice that one too. Ah, okay. Yeah, I actually did a little bit of that in my essay update stuff. So this is a code update. Let's see. Remove does not. Modded clients can pick things up at range and even through walls. And hopefully this title will be, well, I mean, grid adjacent will probably be. But as long as no one's really actually abusing it, it should be fine. I think, well, for all we know, there's abuses in the wild that we just don't know about. Anything else we need to mention? Well, yeah, I haven't seen a lot of reports of, people seeing people pick stuff up at range. Well, okay, sometimes I see it, but I just assume it's a synchronization issue. And not anybody hacking in particular. The tile got out of sync, the player position got out of sync, so on and so on. Yeah, I always just assumed it was lag. And then that might have him doing a general check of the adjacency code, which he's going to know a lot better. Da, ba, da, ba, da. Well, no, actually, I remember Ob saying there was somebody who did a custom build when there was some kind of coordinate leak. Oh no, that was the die thing. I think somebody had made their private version of it when it was the invalid command would kill the player. Anyway, okay, so we don't think. We could go back to server.cpp because we were originally looking for facing override, which can happen. Well, this is I'm assuming we're actually executing holding greater than 0, not going to help us. A distance use allowed. Holding ID greater than 0, not necessarily going to help us. Type equals baby, not going to help us. UBaby, not really going to help us. Well, is grid adjacent, yeah. Is grid adjacent. I guess if you did something specifically on the next tile, holding ID greater than 0, so you... is grid adjacent. But maybe it doesn't send a message unless something changed. Remove from container to hold. We were looking at that. We didn't really see, it has to be grid adjacent spot. But weren't we saying that we were trying to do this because if it's a remv, And we do hand still empty, and then there's a bunch of cases. And then where does it, oh, player indices to send updates about. That says if it's a rem, we do remove from container to hold. Oh, it only does this if hand empty, but it already updated the player. Or said to update the player. And that just checks grid adjacent for an adjacent tile. But actually, I thought we were trying that. It didn't work. Oh, of course, maybe I'm doing some distinguishing of commands that is changing what that's doing. Okay, use remove. If dest ID equals 0, just return. Now that's still going to do some. Well, no. If move if you move near to if you need to. Still be doing some animation and things. Yeah, okay, so that's setting all the animation parameters. So now we actually do have to test for if does that do what we were looking to do. We have to go back and set this up. Prepare for action message. Remove. I guess you could do the char buffer thing here. We just have to keep updating. That's an sprintf, not an auto sprintf. Yeah. We got the pieces. We got the pieces here already. And then these changed again. Oh. Okay, so maybe it's actually action target stuff? Because the rem by itself does not cause the update. So if we do a normal remove at, we would do prepare for action message. Which sets action target, action tweak. That's click dest. That move near to, I think, escapes out. But action target does the bounce, I think. Click dest is the cell. I believe. But that's, well, it's going to skip the move. Or does action target relate to the delayed command system? Yeah, it seems to relate to... This is still direct... but yeah, move adjacent to if you need to. Okay, so that's a direct command with the action target, but it does not do anything if there's nothing there. Maybe the server doesn't send the update? I thought it did. Even if the action fails, remove from container to hold. Which, if it's... Sure looks like it's setting facing override regardless. Maybe there's something else that's aborting the update if there's nothing going on. Well, it's not going to be able to remove from container. Hand is still empty. Target is not greater than 0. Player indices to send updates about. First position is an update. Oh, if change. What is this? Size greater than 0. Player string. About these players. All right, so let's look at the server console. Gotta wake up my screen. Okay, so it gets a remv message. It needs to send an update. We're going like 8 and 6. Remove from container to hold. Which, in that case, just gets called at message coordinates. It's grid adjacent. Sets facing override. Hmm. Hmm. Is it possible we have to be doing something to use facing override? Oh. Not equal to RID. This is specific to the kill mode. Okay. Well, the good news is that you could potentially send it about other players. So I might actually be able to do this more than I thought. And I could modify my client to show it as well. Do I still have email open? Alright, don't die on me, kid. Now, oh, it becomes an action target thing. Yeah, so I don't really have any actions, I don't think. Oh, actually, pick up player. If you just want to face somebody. Well, okay, so you have to go to a different tile, and if they're there, you try to pick them up. And I have that set to walk over there. Alright, so that's not going to do it. Well, we're already hacking up remove here. So what we want to do is send move to. Actually, I possibly could use move to. Yeah, I've thought about that. Particularly, well, I guess I felt that it was breaking the immersion too much. Also, I don't know if the client has useful information there. Okay, we might need some of that. Well, we'll start with that. Now this should actually take care of everything. Because, like, you'll find out, you might leave the screen, you'll come into a fire and see that there's a fire there. You won't necessarily know when that fire started. You could say where it would end if it... I guess if you got a single cell update, you would know the start time. And then you can compute the timer from there. I might need to remember my current position. We'll just go with destination. Oh, dot. XY. Y destination. Yeah, so I didn't try it just because of it seemed a little. I mean, well, I mean, in theory, you could see how long a fire had. It'd be handy for like some of the forges and Newcomb and things. I think if I did it, I'd want to try to do figure out if you could figure out some way that abstracted it a little bit. Okay, so the double move doesn't do it. That is, well, it's getting two move messages. But then it's just sending an update, so not setting direction. Yeah, that is one of the ones I'm prototyping. So that is meant to be like, you know, mother, child, maybe siblings. I think there were a couple bugs in it last week, so I still have to do some testing in realistic environments to get that to make sure that's actually doing what I want it to do. And then think about what relations I want to be showing how much. I'm not super happy with the visuals of it, but I kind of wanted something. Because it's really easy to lose track of people and then not realize that you've passed your mom or child, whoever, unless you hover over them, or they got really distinctive clothes. Yeah, I've been thinking about doing the names. I'm not sure I'd want them up all the time. But that was the thing I really wanted, just kind of knowing about people I care about. And maybe you'd want some way to kind of mark people as well. If I just want to keep track of a griefer or something. All right, so well, that's a super fast move. Yeah, so I know I saw somebody doing it. So I don't know what trick they've figured out that sends just the facing override. I mean, it could be a small time, so it actually resets, which is a bit more complicated to set up. You got to kind of set a flag to do something. Actually, does move to do a send to... No. Oh, yes, it does. But then it's all that code for the pathing and stuff. So I'd kind of need a version of that left it as like next action message or something, so it would send it and It's starting to get really complicated. I thought maybe there would be an easy thing I could borrow there. So the other one was Yum precursors, but that tracing transitions is a hairy process. So I think that's going to need some dedicated time to like build up, either have a function that does that or build up a lookup table of things that turn into food in short order. And I could see there being some weird cases there. Like, I mean, bowl is one step from food. You don't want to have a green bowl. So I'm not sure that's going to be a practical one anyway. So I think that we actually did accomplish no effective changes after we sort of published things. And I think that otherwise we're pretty good. So call that. So that's just the version. I might just go ahead and amend that. And this doesn't like some of my settings. Git tag. Oop. All right, so I should be able to build that and get it posted soon. Okay, well, I mean, that is interesting because it gives you a bunch of choices that you could do. Was it? Yep. So there's that. It's obviously not integrated, but you probably could hit it. You have no letters, child. So one of the patches is just tab name completion. So I should be able to do that. Oop, I'm about to die. And that just made me die faster. And then I should be able to say, and it will name complete with the known players. And of course, you can also use this for better purposes. Although there is still a special case for curse to say, oh yeah, we definitely want to, this is definitely a situation. Oh, I thought I had, I thought I had that special case. Oh well. Maybe it broke, I don't know. Yeah, so that is one of the patch sets. Which is reasonably useful. It usually gets you about as good. Yeah, I've got a special one for this that picked random letters. So usually I'll just, kind of go find one that matches gender and isn't too obnoxious to, it'll be for other people to type out. I did pull in like I think it's the server names.cpp. So sometimes I'm moving back and forth over patches. I have to delete the dep file to get it to say, no, you don't need that anymore, honest. But anyway, that is about where we're at right now. So I need to get that built and published. And then I will be back this afternoon. I should have at least one more day of private server stuff. Because we're starting to figure out radios. And I don't know if there's anything major beyond radios that... Seems like there may have been something else that I've never really figured out. And then back on public servers Saturday, and maybe I'll spend some more time there. I kind of wanted to do that, although private server stuff is taking a little bit longer than I expected. Anyway, programming is over for now. I'll be back this afternoon to do the private server playing. Thanks for watching. Thanks for everybody who hosted me. No. What do we got? Nobody I know doing One Life. And this is about when I tend to stream, so that's pretty typical. Well, Toaster Fuel's working on a game. Now, he does swear sometimes, so if you mind that, be advised. Otherwise, if we're going to someplace cool to hang out, that's someplace cool to hang out. Thanks for hanging out with me. Good night, and until next time.